I bought a 2008 Lexus RX 350 all-wheel drive with 184,000 miles from the original owner. We're going to talk about the pros and cons, if there is such a thing, some of the quirks, and we're going to talk about what happened to my arm. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike the Bald Adonis, and I buy and sell cars as a hobby, and I bring you guys along with me showing the pros and cons of each vehicle that I buy. Now, before we get started, I messed up well, I didn't mess it up. I hurt myself years ago. It's been an ongoing thing with my bicep. I finally had it fixed. There might be a video about it because the doctor supposedly has done video showing what he's done to it. So I had the bicep reattached back to the bone. This old workout stuff, and but I got it fixed. So anyways, let's get back to the car. All right, so I live on Craigslist and I live on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, looking for vehicles. I'm always transparent when I'm buying a car. I tell the people, or the person that's selling the vehicle, listen, I'm buying this to resell it. I need to give you a certain price so I can repair anything that needs to be done. I register my cars, I get them inspected, and I make videos about them, and then I try to sell them to make a little bit of a profit. So a lot of times that doesn't happen, but when it does, I do find a nice car, and this one is a pretty nice car. I got in touch with Mike, the son of the family that's selling this vehicle. They bought it brand new, and as you can see, it's a gorgeous pearl white with the tan interior. I live in the Boston area, 30 miles north of Boston to be exact, and I got this 2 months ago. And I want to do a video, like last month, but with all the snow, the cold, the snow, cold, I was able to do something this week. Matter of fact, 2 days ago, I was able to get something done with my one hand. Hey, one hand's better than none, right? So I was able to do the video. So the real reason why I bought this vehicle, I always wanted the RX 350. And I didn't know at the time that they come in front-wheel drive only, but there is an option for all-wheel drive, and that's the reason why I bought that car. That's one of the reasons. The real reason is, see this, the service records? This owner brought it to the dealership for every single thing since day one. All right, so we are gonna talk about some of the pros of this vehicle. Obviously, it's mostly pros. Cons is only a couple, and some of the quirks, okay? And so let's get to it. So when I got this car, I was looking through all the receipts. So I'm gonna just read out some of it from the past 2 years. With 178,000 miles, you got the tune-up, the plugs, the rear brakes, that's including the calipers, left and right, the rotors and the pads. When they were doing that, they drained out the differential fluid as well. Tires were put on, four-wheel alignment. A few months earlier, front rotors and pads. O2 sensor, brand new. Radiator, coolant and radiator cap, that was also done. Transmission service. Now at 164,000 miles, this transmission was, I'm not sure, I think it was the first time it was serviced, because I looked at the Carfax. Carfax shows a lot of the items being done along with these receipts. Transmission service with a Lexus should be done 90, 100,000 miles. I wouldn't go to 164,000 miles, but it shows that how well these cars are made. 164,000 miles, if it is the first time it's been changed. Wow, that's really good. But usually 100,000 miles. All right, let's see. Headlights, low beams. These have the fancy headlights, up and down, left and right, at $175 a piece. So $450 to get that done. At 150,000 miles, the right rear wheel bearing was done, and then the rear struts, the mounts, the sway bar links, and the bushings. So this is just some of the items that were done in the past 2 years, and that's the reason why I bought this car. So when I got the car home, I noticed the next day the check engine light came on. Toyota, Lexus are known for check engine lights, especially with the EVAP. EVAP, most likely 90-something% gas cap. Now, I looked at the gas cap, it looked brand new. So when the O2 sensor was done, I figured they put a new gas cap on it. And when that happens, I just hate when my dashboard lights up like a Christmas tree. It frustrates me and I get pissed off. But lucky for me, I have my friend Dave at European Auto Solutions, so I brought the car down to him. Now, I'm gonna show you this video clip. Most of you's never seen a smoke test being done. This is why labor costs the way they do to find a vacuum leak. It's just time consuming and it's a pain in the ass. So initially I should say, we didn't find anything. We cleared the code, I got gas, the next day, turned the car back on, the check engine light went on. You know, I went back and forth, back and forth. So this is what a lot of people deal with when buying a Toyota product, is going back, or anybody with the check engine light. You keep going back to the repair shop and it's frustrating, all because it's something simple, but at the same time, it's difficult to find what it is. So this 3-minute long video clip, it's pretty cool, I like it. Sit back, relax, watch it, and you're gonna see what the shop does looking for these type of leaks. So at the end of that clip, it turned out to be a gas cap, okay? So here it is. So Dave, thank you very much. You always help me out, and I always bring my cars to Dave. If you live in the Boston, New Hampshire, even Maine, somewhere that's drivable, or even to have your car towed, see my main man, Dave, at European Auto Solutions. He'll hook you up. All right. We're gonna read some of the options that came with this car. This car is fully loaded. Straight up, every option came with this car. So I'm not gonna go through everything, just some of it. Obviously, with the 3.5 liter engine, it has 270 horsepower, a 5-speed automatic with snow mode. It has full-time all-wheel drive. And let's get over to the luxury and convenient features. This is pretty cool too. Now, BMW a long time ago came out with, you hit the fob twice and all the windows and the sunroof or even the convertible top will come down with the touch of a button. Lexus, I didn't know this model had it. So I tried it, boom, it has that feature. And another cool thing is the rear seats move back and forth and also recline. And I'm not sure about the driver's seat because I didn't test it yet, but I'm sure it does. The passenger seat, you can recline it all the way down, take the headrest off, and you can actually sleep like a bed. That's how much space you have. It actually folds down flat to the back seat, and you have all that room. I'm 6'4", no problem laying on that as a couch, seriously, or a bed. That's pretty cool. What else? It comes with the DVD entertainment center. It also comes with the navigation. It is a little outdated being a 2008, but it came with the car with the backup camera, so that is a plus. I love that. It also came with a tow package. It was a preparation package. It doesn't come with the trailer itself, but it does come with the upgraded alternator. It comes with a bigger radiator and a transmission cooler. So you're all set if you want to tow with this vehicle. So I thought that was a pretty neat feature as well. And that only costs $160 for the option. All right, so that's some of the options of the Lexus RX 350. Now it's time for the detail. I waited the whole time since I bought it to detail this car, but it's been snowing, rain, snow, ice cold, and more snow. So I was able to get out some of the fine scratches. The bumpers do have some road rash. It is, mom's car that went into the driveway every night and shopping and stuff like that. So there is some nicks and stuff like that. I couldn't buff out all the imperfections, but I got a lot of it out. I was very happy with that, especially the tar that was built up on there. And there was also some rust buildup, like pre-rust around the door handles. There's a lot of scratches. When you go open up the door handle, there's always, you're gonna see scratches on the back side of the paint because one, you usually have your keys, you might have longer fingernails and you scratch up that paint. So I was able to get all of that out. So let's take a peek. That's 3 minutes long. It's a cool little video. So let's check it out. Okay, so some of the pros and cons. The pros, reliability, number one. Resale value, comfortable. It's understated, and no one's gonna judge you for driving that car. But it has every feature available except for heated steering wheel. It does have heated seats. Doesn't have the cool seats. I think that came in 2010 for this vehicle, I think. But for that year, it came with everything. So those are the pros. The cons, not a lot. Gas is definitely one of them, especially today with the high gas prices. You know, the one thing that you have to really look out for is that VVT oil line. The old ones, they did shit the bed, and if you were lucky, you got Toyota to fix it for free, Lexus for free. It came on a recall. A lot of people didn't realize there was a recall on that, and sometimes they end up blowing their motors. So if you actually look at a Carfax and you saw a replacement motor and you're like, what the hell happened? That's what happened. The motor blew because the starvation of the oil. So that's the only real thing you have to look out for. Otherwise, everything else is just wear and tear like every other car. It just happens that these wear and tear items wear a lot longer versus other car makes. The only thing I did find, looking through all the records, was the brakes seem to go quickly on this vehicle. I think it's every 30,000 miles. Now, I don't know if that's from, and this happened to my dad, I don't know if it's an upsell from the dealership when they have the car brought in. If you see brake pads that have like this much pad left, that's like 5, 7, 10,000 miles worth of driving to go. And they'll show a picture saying, look at the brakes, they're almost gone. So people, that's how they upsell. They upsell their products. My dad has a Ford Explorer, whatever the hell he drives. And he would take it to Ford. I'm like, what are you taking the Ford for? They're ripping you off. Same thing, brakes all the time. Brakes. So find yourself a good mechanic that's not gonna screw you. Stop taking it to the dealership. This is the Toyota parts when it comes down to it, right? It's a Toyota. So use a good mechanic that's not gonna screw you. All right, what else? We have some quirks too. But other than that, the EVAP too, cons. All Toyota brought, I don't care. I've had several Toyotas and Lexuses. Or Lexuses. I don't know what it is, but it's a Lexus. I've had many of them. EVAP comes on all the freaking time over something stupid, and it's usually the gas cap. When I put the gas cap on this one, I can actually feel that extra squeeze, that suction. So don't buy a cheap gas cap. Buy a quality one, because you won't have a headache like I had for the past 2 months. All right, some of the quirks. I'm 6'4". Driver's seat only goes so far back and so far down. So my head is literally right about that far from the roof. So it's kind of like I'm looking at the windshield and the roof line is like right here. So I love driving the car. I love this car. I really do. I enjoy it, but that's one of the things I wish the seat can go down just a little further so I can see a little bit better. The tire pressure light, or the TPS, or whatever the hell it's called. You're gonna see the little tire light come on all the time. You gotta drop the tire, the rear tire. You gotta drop the spare tire. The way you gotta do it, you gotta drop it down, all right? Having one arm, I'm not able to do it to get the right PSI in that tire, so that light goes on. A lot of cars do that. So that's just, I just like my dash with no lights on it, that's all. What else? All right, so when you want to reset all these little buttons and stuff, you can't find them. They're buried way underneath the dash, and that's a pain in the ass. I find that being a quirk. Also, if you put a new battery in without knowing this happens, the windows, if you put them down, they don't go back up. So you have to go to each door and physically go up and down twice. So the main switch will open up all the windows. Okay, so that's a tip. And that's about it. I mean, it's one of the best selling, the best reliable, or the most reliable vehicle that you actually own for an SUV. I mean, guys, tell me in the comments, what's your best SUV that you ever owned that never gave you any problems? This is probably the most reliable ever. And I love it. I love driving it. I love the color. And you know, of all the cars that I own, and I have 3 more that I have to do videos coming up. I have 04 BMW, Z4, Sport Package, convertible. I get the X1 BMW, 2013 with the M Sport Package. I have 2014 Audi A4 6-speed, slightly modified. That's a badass car. But if I had to have just one vehicle, I probably lean more towards the BMW because I like handling. But the sensibility would go with the Lexus. I like it a lot. So I really enjoy this car. I love this car. And guys, I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And until the next video, Bald Don's out.